guys, it's Sarah, and today I'm going to share with you some of the books I most recently downloaded onto my Kindle. I have a few that I purchased, and then I have a decent amount that I got from NetGalley. Some of them were straight from the publishers, some of them I requested and got approved, so I'm going to share with you what I have downloaded. This is my Kindle. I have an Oasis. I really, really love it. It is smaller and different shaped than the Paperwhite, but I still love this thing. I like how compact it is, and reading it, reading on here versus reading on the Paperwhite's not a big deal. It's the same reading experience, at least for me, and I really love it. I got this case on Amazon as well, so I'll leave both of these linked down below if you guys are interested in checking any of it out, but I like that I can go back here and it has a little kickstand. So I can set it up on a table if I need to, which I've done quite a bit. But yeah, I absolutely love my Oasis, and I read on it. Not as much as I should, but I really love it. And I always have it in my purse. Okay, so recently I have downloaded, these are 4 books that I purchased. The first one is Reborn Yesterday by Tessa Bailey. I got this as a daily deal for 99 cents. And I've read Tessa Bailey this year and really enjoyed the book that I read. So I want to read more from her. This one is different because the one that I read was a contemporary romance. This one is a vampire story. I don't fully know the premise of it, but I know it's a vampire story. So I was like, interesting. And I've heard really good things about it. I first heard about this book on Heather's channel from Bookables. She read it and absolutely raved about it. So I added it to my list to check out at some point, and then when it came up as a daily deal, I went ahead and grabbed it. The next one is a fantasy book that I have heard so many good things about, and that is Master of Sorrows by Justin T. Call. This is another one that came up as a daily deal for 99 cents, so I grabbed that one too. And I know this is a fantasy book. Another one that I don't know a whole lot about. I just remember people talking about it and just raving about it, and it got me interested enough that I wanted to check it out as well. And then again, it came up as cheap and I grabbed it. So that could be a danger. Okay, the next one is You Lucky Dog by Julia London. I got this for $1.99. And this is one that I actually had checked out from the library when we were still in Rhode Island, and I never got to it. I had to take it back. But this one does feature dogs at the center of bringing 2 people together. And I think it's something where they both have basset hounds and they have a dog walker that walks them at the same time, but the dogs were switched when they were dropped off. And so they have each other's dogs basically. And that's kind of how they meet. But I heard it's really adorable. And the last one is Gideon the Ninth by Tamsin Muir. I actually got this for free. I had signed up for a tor.com like reading club or something like that. I can't remember exactly the title of it. I'll try to leave it linked down below, but you can sign up and you get like a newsletter and updates and all that stuff. So often you get access to free ebooks, so you can choose whether or not you want to download them. I got almost all of the Wayward Children series by Shauna McGuire through them. They had one week where they went through and they made each one available each day, only for 24 hours to get to download them within those 24 hours. But I got like the first 4 books, I think, that way. So like, it's worth it if you like fantasy and you like titles that tor.com or that Tor Publishing puts out. And this is one that I was interested in. So okay, so NetGalley books. I have quite a bit here. First one is 8 Perfect Hours by Leah Lewis. Okay, so this one follows a woman who is in her car. She's driving back to her hometown, I believe. She gets stuck in a blizzard, like a snowstorm. Her car is stranded. She's inside of it. She doesn't have food. She doesn't have water. She doesn't have a cell phone charger, like nothing. So she's kind of stuck. And then someone knocks on her door, on her car door. And it's a man, and he is in the same situation. So he's thinking like, maybe we can just help each other out, or at least keep each other company or whatever until help comes. And so they spend 8 hours together in this car. And when they are rescued, they kind of part ways, thinking they'll never see each other again. However, they keep bumping into each other after that. So they're thinking maybe this is supposed to be. So it sounds like a really cute romance. That one actually came out in September, so it is available now. Okay, so the next one came out in August, so this is also available now, and that is Wait For It. This is by Jen McKinley. And this one follows a woman who is living in Boston. She wants to get away because she's having some issues. There's a huge winter storm coming up. She doesn't even want to deal with it. So she ends up getting this really great opportunity to do some of her job out in Phoenix, Arizona. And so she takes that opportunity. She's kind of sees it as a perfect escape, get away from the cold, get away from people that she needs to be away from for a while. And she takes this job. So she rents this home, and while she's there, she is getting to know her landlord, who she hasn't met quite yet. And upon the communication that they're having, she's kind of expecting him to be like an older, grumpy man. However, when she meets him, he's her age and he's in a wheelchair. He suffered a stroke about a year ago and is having a hard time coping with the recovery. And he's kind of dealing with a lot of fear within himself because of what happened to him. He's very traumatized by it. And so they start kind of building a relationship from there. So again, sounds like a nice romance. Okay, this next one comes out in March of next year. So we have a little bit longer to wait, but this is The Golden Couple. This is by Greer Hendricks and Sarah Pekkanen. I have read all of the books that these two have co-authored together, and I've really enjoyed all of them. So I'm excited for this one as well. This one follows a therapist, and she has a very high success rate. However, her methods of therapy are very controversial, and I believe some of them end up leading to her losing her license. So I think, but she's still kind of trying to do things on the sly. Anyway, and we also follow a married couple who seem like they have it all. They're a wonderful couple, and until an infidelity happens, and they feel like they need to go to couples counseling now to work out their relationship. They have an 8-year-old son, so they want to try to make it work. And they end up hearing about this therapist and decide to give her a try, and things are most likely going to snowball and go downhill from there. So I'm excited for this one. Okay, the next one comes out in January, and it is the newest book from Diane Chamberlain, and that is The Last House on the Street. This follows two different timelines, one in 1965, one in 2010. In 1965, we're following a woman named Ellie. She is younger, and she is deciding to spend one of her summers from college registering Black voters and encouraging them to register to vote. So this is in 1965, and her parents are not happy with that decision that she's making and not very supportive in her endeavors to fight for social justice for the people in her town. And she's just, it becomes very tumultuous that way. Fast forward to 2010, there is a couple who buys a house in the same town, and they have been kind of warned about the house and the land itself, that it's rumored to be haunted and contain a lot of secrets. They move in anyway, something happens to the woman's husband, and it just kind of goes from there. They are also neighbors with Ellie, and Ellie knows a whole lot about that house and the town and what was happening. So it sounds interesting. I love Diane Chamberlain as an author, so I'm excited to read it. Okay, this next one comes out in November, and that is Jodi Picoult's new book, Wish You Were Here. And this book follows a woman who believes her life is completely on track. She is dating a wonderful man who she is fully convinced is going to propose to her on an upcoming trip that they're taking together. And just things are kind of lining up exactly the way that she wants them. And then COVID hit. And it hit at a point where they were still going to take their trip. However, her boyfriend is a medical worker, so he gets like all hands on deck. Can't take this trip anymore. I can't go because I have to be here helping people. And he tells her, you should still go. Go on this trip, go relax, enjoy yourself. I'll catch you when you get back, type thing. So she goes. And I believe she goes to the Galapagos Islands and ends up being stuck there because as more things about COVID are coming out and more, cases are kind of piling up, they start closing all the borders and like banning travel and doing all that stuff. So she's really stuck in this island where she doesn't know anybody. So that's the whole premise of this. And I'm guessing she learns a lot about herself on that trip. But yeah, I have it. It is Jodi. I love her writing. I haven't read a Jodi book in a while. This will not be my next one that I read from her, though, because I'm just not quite ready, I think, for a COVID book yet. And I just have a feeling that's going to be a big focus in this book, obviously. So I'm not going to read it quite yet, but I do have it. Okay, so this next one, this one comes out in January as well, and that is Echoes and Empires by Morgan Rhodes. This is a first book in a new fantasy duology. Morgan Rhodes wrote the Fallen Kingdom series, which I read the first book and absolutely loved it. I still need to continue, which I will, but I really, really loved that book. So I'm excited to read more from her besides just that series. But this one follows a young girl who lives in a world where magic is a thing. It's also illegal and it's very deadly. Now, she accidentally gets caught up in the middle of something and is infected with a type of magic that allows her to go into the mind and the memories of an evil warlock. Last place I'd want to be. So she is desperate to get rid of this, basically what she feels is a curse on her. She doesn't want it. She believes it's going to drive her insane, that it'll eventually kill her. So she's trying to get rid of this magic that she's been infected with. And it seems that someone who can help her is a known thief, and he makes a deal with her that he will get it out of her, but he wants it for himself. So they team up and start trying to figure out how to do this and to make this work. And I'm sure there's going to be all sorts of fun stuff along the way. And yeah, I'm excited. Okay, last one. This one came out in September, so it is available now as well. This one is Reunion of the Good Weather Suicide Cult, and this is by Kyle McCord. And the title alone, got me to click on this and to see what it's all about. This follows a man named Tom Duncan, and he is the sole survivor of the largest cult mass suicide in U.S. history. So big to the point that a Netflix documentary was made about it. And the documentary, when it comes out, basically accuses Tom of masterminding the whole thing, and that is why he is the sole survivor of it. And so obviously that's going to turn everybody against him and make everybody think that that is actually true when it's not. He actually did escape with his life. So now he is trying to rally together the other people who were a part of that cult who left it before the suicide happened, and try to talk to them and try to figure some things out. What went wrong? How could we have prevented this? How can we prevent this from happening in the future? All this stuff. And basically he's trying to be like, I didn't do this. I need someone to believe me. So he puts together this big memorial and invites former members of this cult to come back and to try to help him with that. So I thought that sounded pretty interesting. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, and that is it. Those are all the books that I have recently downloaded onto my Kindle. I have a lot from NetGalley and a few that I purchased myself. But yeah, I'm really excited for all these books. I think they all sound really good, which is why I either downloaded them myself or I requested to get them. So, all right, let me know your thoughts down below. Are any of these, especially the ones that are coming up, that are being released in 2022, are you excited for any of them? Do you have any of these books yourself, the ones that are already published? I'd love to know that. And I will see you guys again soon. Hope you have a great day. Bye.